Hi. Hi. Oh, we have no cat right now. I will, I'll turn away, turn off the cat cam. Because they are not here. Hey, Matt. How you doing? We are... No paint water. I mean, it's non-toxic, so it's probably not going to be the worst thing in the world if they drink it. But no. No paint water. Do not drink the paint water. It's for me. I mean, what? Yeah. Okay, so, tonight, I have a plan. Or at least I have part of a plan.
Do you hear the voices too?
That _ brush just followed.
Thank you for the follow. How you doing, that damn brush? I hope you have a lovely time in our community. What you been painting lately? Tonight we are going to be doing a little trio of Urbanmechs. In colours that were chosen by donors for our last charity event. And these are Urbanmechs that those people chose as well. So I've chosen the Urbanmech with the biggest gun I could possibly find, who is going to be done up like Doomslayer. That is the plan. I've got a rocket Urbanmech that's basically going to be and based on the Iron Warrior from Warhammer, the Iron Warriors chapter from Warhammer 40k. And then this lamb, which is going to be, it flies. There's going to be some, playing some Harlequins for the first time. First new issue. I'm painting them yellow for the first time. That should be fun. I mean, as long as you start with the yellow, it shouldn't be too bad. But I know yellow is quite a difficult colour to paint. And this one, I'm going to do default olive drab camo green, which should be interesting. I think I'm just going to keep doing them the same red desert I've done my other Urbanmechs, my other Battletech stuff. Inks are fun! Hey Fofax, how you doing? Inks are very fun, brush. I like using inks. I'll be using some inks later today. Mostly on this one. But with everything all set up, I have absolutely no reason not to just get started. So I think we'll start with just some overbrushing, just to get some base colors down on these guys quickly. I think that's the right call. How you doing, Fofax? Do we want to start with the Doomslayer Urbanmech, or should we go with the... I think we'll start with the, lamb and the default camo green. There's my dry brush palette. Yeah, so we're going to start with some brown for this guy, because I think that's going to make the most sense. So we're starting with Charred Brown by Vallejo. Because I really like Vallejo paints. They are good. And we're just going to kind of overbrush it. Just nice, simple overbrush to get a nice overall color going. And my hope is that this just makes it a nice dark brown. And it's going to leave some recesses. Deep in black still. But that first coat of overbrushing is always very dark. But it should work for what we want. It should leave some brown undertones when we go over it with olive green later. Which is nice. Grinding SC and putting this stream on. What's SC? Hey Hellbirch! Thank you for the luck. I can't say I'm familiar with that acronym. Speaking of grinding, I had the delight of getting to do some cheeky off-stream gaming with the community this morning. Just a little Darktide with Lily and Joni. We were playing some Darktide. I was able to finish the event just barely. Just barely, because this was going to be the last time I had, since I won't be streaming Darktide before the event ends. Hey Demi, how you doing? Lovely to see you as always. I hope you've been well today. We're doing some little Urbies today. How you doing? Wow. Don't you me? Do you have any idea how offensive that is to cats? I kid. This is a very dark brown. But it kind of works as that initial base coat. We're not quite dry brushing, so it might take a little bit longer to actually dry. But that's fine, because we'll switch and do the same base layer on the Doomslayer mech. Probably the last one we're going to start tonight is the Iron Warrior, because his base is metallic and I just don't want to have to deal with the metallics just yet. But they always come when you... Shush! That's a racial stereotype. And I shan't have it here. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I don't know if that's a bad joke or not. There's a... Maybe. Am I bad at jokes? Sometimes. Sometimes. But you all love me for my shitty jokes anyway. Doing well. Just taking some Dwarven Marksman. Ooh! Age of Fantasy. What's Age of Fantasy? Is that like, generic, sort of, OPR kind of, generic fantasy kind of game? Is that what that is? Or is it, like, not Warhammer Fantasy Battle TM? Joking about the concept of racism, I think, is generally okay. It's the jokes invoking real-life racist beliefs that are bad. That's fair. Hey, Dabs. How you doing? See, I have the benefit of being, like... part Chinese, so it's like, I get some racist shit in the UK, but not much. Like, God, it's such a rarity that it's not even really the kind of thing that I think about. And it's the kind of thing that I kind of forget existing, kind of exists. Because it's like, we're not really a minority group that actually kind of gets the worst kind of shit. I don't really understand why. I don't really understand what drives that kind of overall behavior towards people. It just seems a bit silly to me, but hey ho. Not to say that it doesn't exist in the UK, but like, it's just not really the kind of thing that is commonly dealt with in like a particular ethnic group. Wait, what are we talking about? Hey God King. Is one Age of Sigma, Age of Fantasy. This is Fantasy Battle. And stuff. What are we talking about? Shitty jokes, basically. And I'm like, shitty jokes because I made a joke about being racist towards cats. Lol. That's kind of it, at least. Usually, either fear or a perceived moral superiority is your experience. I guess that kind of makes sense. But why, though? I mean, I'm not going to pretend I understand people like that. Because I just don't. It's easier to beat down and easily rewarded by other, and I suppose that's true. I suppose that's true. If you're part of that kind of subculture, I guess. Oh, I like this green. Never used this green before. It looks like a lovely shade of bottle green. This will be the base coat I use on the Doomslayer type. It all stems from insecurity and inferiority of this house. That's fair. That's a sensible thing. Because there is a perception in the global West imperial core that Asians are intelligent and hardworking. There's a lot of issues with them being seen as dirty or entitled, demanding. It largely comes from rude tourists. I mean, rude tourists come from every part of the world. Let's be real. Like, I feel the ability to be a tourist in general, like to literally have the financial kind of capacity to travel the world in this day and age is, I mean, it's a fucking luxury. So I kind of get that, like, people who can do that might sometimes have a sense of, you know, entitlement, I suppose. Coverage on this green is fantastic. Yeah, no, this might be one of my favorite base greens. I don't know how much of it shows up on camera because it is still very dark. But I think you can kind of tell basically that it's not black anymore. Man, we accidentally started talking about serious shit on stream. Man. Unintentional. Completely unintentional. God. I do kind of like that sometimes we have the capacity to talk about serious topics in this community. Good feeling. Good feeling. This almost looks like the start of a Dark Angel. Just don't want to go to America, you'll get deported, and then, yeah. Yeah, no, I don't have any intention of ever going to America while it's in the state it's currently in. Even if I were asked to go there with all expenses paid, it's just like, nah. Nah, mate. Not while shit is the way it is. Did a cruise in the Caribbean earlier this year, as well as seeing how overwhelming some fellow Americans were in comparison to how polite and patient the crew, well, mostly islanders. Yeah, I mean, peacefully people everywhere, man. Yeah, they do. Imagine humanity not being dicks as a species. Okay, so we're gonna go over the brown on the lamb with a nice spritz of olive green. As to say, we're gonna dry brush the fuck out of it. But we're not gonna go as hard as we did with the brown base coat. Because that was, yeah. We want some of that brown to show through, honestly. It's nice how it just tints it ever so slightly. Like this whole like overbrushing technique for getting a lot of color on miniatures very quickly really works for these more mechanical kind of designs. Maybe I do need more paint on the brush when I do this. Yeah, there we go. There we go. That's nice and efficiently added. Obviously, because we're doing this sort of like camo green style thing, it's not going to be, we're not going to try and make it as well saturated as we usually like to make our minis. Because that kind of very much defeats the purpose of doing like a camo green style. This one was chosen by Phantom Anomaly, who hopefully will pop by later. I'll get to see what we've done. Phantom usually pops in. Hey, Joni, how you doing? Even though we were regretting not moving to Ireland when we had the money. Wow. Still, I'm sure you'll have the opportunity again someday, Daffs. I've heard nothing but nice things about Ireland as a place to live, but like, I don't know. It's usually from people who ended up moving to England. So I don't know what that says. Really, I don't know what that says. Maybe I do need to up the saturation a bit. It's feeling a little bit, I don't know. It's feeling a little bit grey, weirdly. I can't believe they made an Urbanmech fly. I can't believe they made an Urbanmech fly. It has a flying base as well. I've got it behind me. I should probably base that at some point fairly early on so I don't have to think about it later. But one thing I like about the flying base is that you can kind of disassemble it when you pack it down if you need to take it to a game. What's Vestation? They fly now. Not only do they fly, they transform into fucking jets. There's 3 different versions of like the there's 3 different versions of the fucking Urbanmech LAM. One that's like standard on foot and it's got little wings. The one that's like you jumping into the air, and then this one, which is the one that Phantom wanted to have painted up in the colors he wanted, is like literally just flying, like in the air. It's kind of crazy. Kind of crazy. I feel like a lot of people think lambs are a bit silly, which I don't know. I guess I can kind of understand. The concept of a transforming mech feels like it's a lot of moving parts that could easily go wrong, given just what Battlemechs have to go through. If we get this done early, we might play some Battletech before the end of the stream. I have a little pizza because I ordered pizza for brunch and have been slowly eating away at it throughout the day, as is the way to go on Tuesday when it's buy one get one free. I have like special Christmas turkey pizza and it's delicious, but I forgot when I ordered that Pink doesn't like mushrooms, so now I've got a ton of mushrooms on the pizza and she's like, no, and I'm like, bruh, I forgot, and I feel terrible. But she's still eating the pizza, she's just like taking all the fucking mushrooms off of it. Okay. Now, coat number 2 on the little Doomslayer Urbanmech. And actually, I'm going to use it on this afterwards as well. Wow. Hey, Strap, how you doing? How do you know a lich is dating? She introduces you to her girlfriend. Fuck. Ireland in Scotland always makes me think about how the rich love so much that they literally colonize the people living on their own fucking island. Yeah. Yeah, that does sound like the kind of shit this island does. Yeah, this is a bit more higher saturated in its green. I don't know if it's kind of cheating that these two are basically green, but they're going to look very different by the end of the stream. I also love that Urban Slayer is actually a massive meme in the fucking Battletech community, and it's very exciting that I get to paint it. I fucking love Urbanmech memes. It's a shame the fucking Battlemech itself is so trash as far as like playing. They're just too damn slow, you know? But then again, oh fuck. There are some missions where you kind of want an Urbanmech. Like for the thing it was designed for, namely urban defense. This is not dry. This is not dry. Man. It looked dry. Okay, that's better. I suppose this is also part of the problem with this method, is that you kind of have to very slowly build up colour. But it does work.
Purple is the colour of invisibility for the orcs, and the orcs see tigers as most of their colour palette. It's purple. You've stumbled onto the conundrum of the orc.
Lol.
If purple is indeed the colour of invisibility for orcs, then
You settle down
theoretically
with a necromancer planning on raising a family together.
might
Ayo.
be a ghostly enigma.
Do they know that does the family know that you're planning on raising them? Lol.
As reliable as my sense of direction. Completely unpredictable. So maybe they just see Tiger as a mystical, sneaky ally, or a stealthy prankster on the battlefield.
I don't think orcs can see me. it's impossible. I'm gonna say it right here. Orcs have never seen nothing purple. They can't perceive the color. There is no such thing. Yeah, I don't like this paint as much as I liked that initial olive green. This one's very, is it scorpid purple? No, this is sick green. Sick green. Scorpion purple is going to be my highlight dry brush. It's just very, I don't know, it feels very watery compared to the olive green I had before. It is brighter though. It is noticeably brighter, so there is that. There we go. That's starting to look more like that kind of default olive green now. Layers, chat. Like ogres. Always got to ask stuff, I suppose. You know, Phantom was concerned that this might be a very difficult color scheme to do, but it's honestly quite simple. Because once you get the base olive green down, then it's just a matter of doing like camo lines in like different browns and greens, right? Super easy. Super easy. We just need a light, and then we'll just do a little highlight dry brush over the whole thing. And then we can move on to doing the lenses and stuff. But look at that. That's a nice olive green. That's like the perfect default camo spec color. And it only took 3 layers of paint to get done, not counting the primer. If orcs said like, one said that orcs can't, I can see purple now. Would they in fact, I mean, they have to believe it. They have to believe it. But maybe orcs just don't have the ability to see purple. Like maybe they cannot. Maybe they aren't aware of what purple is on the color spectrum. Though the meme of orcs can't see purple only comes from the idea that you've never seen a purple orc. Therefore, purple is the stealth color. What do you think, chat? That's a nice olive green. It could be a bit brighter, maybe. But I feel like this is like the default camo in Battletech. No, all orcs are green. No, orcs are green. It's a community meme. It's not a lore thing. God damn it. Oh, actually, I think I know which paint I need. Ah! Why? Hey, Windbreaker, how you doing? I will say, I also quite like how different... I also like how different these two are turning out in terms of, like, the different kinds of greens that they are. But I need to make this guy brighter by a lot. How you doing, Windbreaker? Lovely to see you again. Good night, Windbreaker. Oftentimes the necromancy involved utilize the soul, which are absolutely proven in the most sensitive settings. What am I looking for? Well, actually, let me get a reference. My reference being the Doomslayer Urbanmech thumbnail. Do I want to use light livery green? It looks like it's like a neon green though. I don't know. I don't know. It might be a bit too much. It might be a bit too much. I think it's too much. Thank you for the luck. Wow. I think maybe I just keep doing the layers of what I'm doing. I'm gonna need to go to Scorpion Green at some point. But maybe I'll go back to Goblin Green. Mostly because I actually just, in general, prefer the paint to what we're using. And I don't think there's a huge difference between them. There we go. I think it's also got slightly better coverage as well. There we go. Now it's looking a bit more the part. Yeah, it's just got better coverage, honestly. Not all paints are good for this kind of dry brushing thing, sadly. Or overbrushing technique, rather. It just be that way. You need to have good pigments that have really solid coverage for it to work. Otherwise, it just kind of ends up just looking a bit like a watery mess. Which is kind of what we had going on before, unfortunately. But hey ho, we live in land. We are just gonna slowly build up this color. Yeah, I will add some livery green over this. Yeah, that should really help brighten up. It does look very different to the olive green we made before. They both need to be lightened up though, but I'm gonna highlight them in different ways, I think. I'm just gonna do the tiniest little bit of livery green, which really isn't green. It's more like a fluorescent yellow, but it calls itself green for some reason. But this should, if nothing else, get the Doomslayer Urbanmech a bit brighter. A bit more paint on. Okay. guess it kind of works as a green. I guess that's partly because it's it's probably not intended to be the only green on the thing. I don't know why it looks so dark today, my camera. But I've got my lights on, so it should be okay. Oh god. Oh no. Oh no. Hang on. Sorry, my clamp on my lamp one of my lamps has come off. Let me just get that fixed, shall we? It's always the one on this side, never the one on the other side. I wonder if livery green would work as a highlight on the other one. It might do. I might try it. But I don't want them looking too close. They are going to look different. They are going to look very different. By the end, at least. And the reason they're going to look very different by the end is because I'm going to do something to the Doomslayer that I'm definitely not going to do to the olive green, which is I'm going to use fluorescent green sponge highlight on it, just to amp up the saturation. Wow, thank you for the watch streak, Windbreaker. Thank you, Daz, for the watch streak. Oh. I appreciate you. Thank you for always taking the time to come hang out with us. You are good beans, Buff. Yeah. So, the next thing I think I need to do is Scorpion Green, which is, again, just a slightly brighter green. Love the floof. The floof loves you. Always. This is a much more vibrant green. Which I suppose at this stage is what we want. We want to have a very light dry brush, just to mostly catch edges. It won't be the first time we do this either. I want to go in with an oil wash on this guy later. I think that would really work. Yeah. It's a nice multi-layered green coating we've got on this for now. And you as well. But you get to the extra special thing later. It's such a very chill way of painting this. It just gets so much done in a very short amount of time. But I say this like these are going to be super quick paint jobs. They're not. This is just the initial stages, because we want to get a lot done to, like... Oh, we have a cat! Hi, Evie. I don't know how much you can see her, because, like... we're using the lamps for painting. But she's there. Behold, a child. What am I doing, chat? What am I doing? Oh yeah, the fluorescent sponge highlight. This is gonna really amp up the green. On just the Doomslayer though, just on the Doomslayer Urby. Just got a little makeup sponge. This is just to kind of really up the saturation a bit. I feel like we aren't quite as bright or as saturated as we want this guy to be. If we just tap him a fair bit. Hey Toby, how you doing? Lovely to see you again. I hope you've been well. We are painting some Battlemechs for Battletech today. Nice and simple. You might die. You got diagnosed with a heavy thrombosis. Oh God. How can you just say otherwise good? Oh God. I hope you get treated. Thrombosis is like a blood clot, right? I can't remember what it is. I cannot remember what it is. I hope that you're okay. I hope that you are getting the treatment that you need. What? Oh no. Please make sure you are taking care of yourself, Toby. You are a good bean. Might burst your lungs or heart treatment starts tomorrow. Oh God. Vastatio. I cannot. I don't want to have to deal with copy striked music, and I'm using Spotify for my stream music stuff. I cannot do it while on stream, but if you send me a link, I can listen to it after stream. Or if we change stuff and I don't have to have Spotify on as part of the stream assets. There is sadly a limit to what I can do. Because I don't want to have to deal with copyright nonsense. That shit goes sideways very quickly. And I do not have the patience for it. I'm gonna be real with y'all. Your chances are quite good because it was found early. Good. I am glad. I'm glad that you're getting the treatment that you need and you are starting early, Toby. I hope that all goes smoothly and that, you know, you get to be back to normal and not having to worry about stuff as soon as you can. Yeah. This is more the green we were kind of going for. We've gotten there in the end. We just needed to increase the saturation a bit. I really like using fluorescents to do that. Pip, hello. How you doing? Ah, why? Why, Pip? What did I do? Why? Yeah, I'm quite happy with that. That's starting to really look the part. I just have to keep building up the layers of highlights. Little by little. Little by little. Yeah. Yeah. That kind of looks about right, don't you think, chat? And I like how different it looks. Like, it looks really different to the olive green here. Like, significantly different. I like that. Cool. Right. The real question is, it could be brighter. So we're going to work on that. It needs to be just a little bit brighter. How can we do that, chat? Do I want to use some fluorescent yellow? That might be the way to go, actually. If it's too much, we can always tint it. We can always tint it a bit later. Fluorescent yellow might definitely be the way to go there. It blends really well, and it does need to be a slightly warmer green in the end. That's too much. A little bit too much. Yeah, no, this is really upping the brightness. We are going to need to do a recess shade at some point, though. That's just the truth. But I think we're almost at the right kind of saturation and brightness. Almost. In fact, we are basically there. I think we're basically there. Cool. You are going to need this to dry properly so we can do an oil wash on it, though. And that'll need to happen before we base it. I mean, I guess we don't need to do an oil wash. I just think oil washing would be probably the best way to go. Yeah, okay. Now, let's go back to our olive green camo guy. So, for this guy, what we're going to do is we're just going to start with a couple of streaks here and there with some browns. And then we're going to go over with a all-over gentle dry brush. I'm going to start with... Yeah, I'm going to start with Dead Flesh, which is like a very sort of like desert sandy brown. Oh, thank you, Tenram. Battletech's great though if you give it a chance. It's got fantastic lore. Hey Nurgle, how you doing? It has fantastic lore, and I think it's just as deep and a bit more believable than some of the stuff that happens in Warhammer. But like, I grew up on both Battletech and Warhammer, so you're like, either way, they're both childhood favorites of mine. You have too many hobbies already. Understandable. Why, Nurgle? I finished the event this morning, by the way. I literally, like, I read your message and was like, oh shit, I should probably do this. So I got the last 1500 I needed to complete the event. And it was done. It was done. We did it before lunch, and then I had a nice lunch. It was great. How you doing? You having a nice day so far? I hope so, Nurgle. We're working on Urbanmechs today. We might do some Battletech later. Or maybe we'll do some Mech Courier 5 with chat. One or the other. But I will have a short pizza break between. It really depends on how quickly we get these done, but Urbanmechs aren't particularly big or complicated minis. So the idea of them taking too long is kind of a bit not really an issue. And the whole point is that it's over the top, but still believable. It's a satire. That's true. That's true. I don't know. I personally really love how grounded, while still being bombastic, the universe of Battletech is. Like, it has a sense where, like, it's silly and over the top, but it doesn't have any of the supernatural stuff unless you go into, like, the alternate realities in Battletech. Then, that they've started to write. If only just so they can have an excuse to do more silly, crazy miniatures. Evie. Where you going, Evie? What you doing? What you doing? What are you doing? Are you trying to get the old things? I wouldn't say Warhammer is meant to be believable. Warhammer is meant to be the most over-the-top thing. There are elements of it, but it does draw a lot on, like, real-world fiction and events that have happened to as kind of like a basis for the thing. There's no tube in here anymore, Evie. No. We fed you your tubes yesterday. We fed you your tubes yesterday. There's nothing in there. I should actually bin those. I'm gonna bin these because I should have binned them yesterday, and I'm sorry I didn't. That's disrespectful. Hey, Andy Bear. No, these are cats. These are empty cats. If someone does the redeem to get more. If someone does the redeem to feed the cat streets, I will get more, but here you go. have returned. No cats, there are no treats. You're just waiting for something to show up. I was tempted to get one of those, like, sort of like muzzle kind of things for my hive scum. But then I found out realized you could get one for free by just doing damnation difficulties. And I thought, you know what, that would finish the look I've got for my hive scum currently. Which, you know, I'm kind of fine with. I don't need to have premium cosmetics. I think the issue is I've already got quite a lot of looks I like for everything. But the idea of, like, doing more or using premium cosmetics for stuff, unless it looks really good, I'm probably just going to sit on them for a while. Maybe if they do a new class or something. Which they probably will in the future. Probably a couple more classes, I imagine. Perhaps you just wanted to lick at empty rafters, hoping that there was something inside. Like, why are you addicted to tubes? Was initially released, G-Juice literally said, this is a sci-fi setting and name only. I mean, that's space fantasy. Space fantasy. Like Star Wars. It's not really science fiction. Because, I mean, the premise of 40k is it's Warhammer Fantasy in space in the year 40,000. So how could it be anything else? One thing I do actually quite like about Battletech is how grounded it feels. Like, the chances of humans coming into contact with alien life are very slim. Hey, Cat. I'm Kata-chan. And I feel like one of the weakest aspects is the idea that there is just so much alien life within the reach of humanity. Though I know Battletech's galaxy is a bit smaller than 40k is. I kind of like it that way. Everything feels like you can lose a planet, and it's a big deal in Battletech. Whereas if you lose a planet, it's not really that big a deal in 40k. Whereas in Battletech, like, the clan invasion doesn't actually take, like, it takes a good chunk of the galaxy, but it's only a small number of worlds relative to, like, say, a sector conquest in 40k. Is what I'm trying to say. Like, every planet has a big impact in Battletech. That same can't be said for 40k, which I think is a bit of a shame. Like, even the minor periphery worlds on the fringe of society can have a huge, like, impact in their overall kind of domain. Whereas planets rise and fall all the time. It doesn't really make a big difference in 40k. Which I suppose means you can have your own personalized adventures in RPG settings. What do we think, chat? Is this looking a nice default camo green now? I don't know. I've never tried to do camo before, like proper camo before. I wonder if maybe I'm being a bit too subtle with the streaks of the different browns on the green. In the end, it is meant to be a mostly, like, camo green kind of olive color. So I don't want to go too heavy on it. But I want there to be some, like, visible patterning, you know? Do they transform as much? Only a couple of different Battlemechs transform. And usually when there's like when a faction takes over a couple of systems, it's a big like galaxy power shake up. Like it's a big power shake up in the galaxy of Battletech, which I kind of like. It doesn't happen often, but when it does, it's like, holy shit, this has changed the power structure and the dynamics between all of the factions, possibly for the next like 50 fucking years, which I think is very cool. I like it. Yeah, I like that. It might not be the best camo color kind of like camo green kind of thing. But I kind of like this. For a first attempt at something like this. I kind of like it. All of these Urbanmechs that I've done for charity, by the way, they're going to have a very unique kind of spot in my tabletop campaign. They might not be player characters. I might invite the people that like donated to get these mechs painted up. I might give them the option of voicing the NPCs that have them. I'm going to have some very like clear and sort of like neat stuff for them because they're cool. No one expects the Urbanmech commanders. Scale of 40k definitely allows for people to have all manner of fun without affecting the universe at large. Fortunate consequence of this is force. If they want to change anything, it has to be ridiculous. For example, Katie. That's true. I think the real grim dark is that it was never needed to survive. Humanity was just that horrible to their detriment. Maybe. Maybe. There are a lot of funny arguments about just in general 40k in the 40k community. And I'm like, man, I just want to enjoy my silly space game where everything is horrible, but there is some small measure of hope here and there. But mostly everyone is fucked, because it's just fun to occasionally indulge in the suffering of others. I mean, what? That's definitely not one of my kinks. I mean, what? Anyway. Anyway. Yeah, anyway. What do you think of the camo in this Urbanmech, though? Not making a clip for type. Did you guys know you can now use !clip in chat to clip the past 30 seconds of stream? You don't even need to do the clip button. You can just do a chat command and it does it automatically now. We set that up. You don't even need to think about it. No menus, no nothing. I don't mind if you want to clip stuff. I don't mind. It even posts the clip directly into chat. Lol. Urban LAM looking nice. You like the silly space game where Hulk Hogan fights the devil in the cathedral the size of Texas wearing a semi-truck worth of armor? Yes. But I still know. You do you in the bedroom. But like silly moments like that get me Guna bucks. Which I don't understand how that still happens with a model like the one I'm using. Not that this is my permanent model. This will become a mascot model in the future. That will always be around, but the actual model will change from time to time. But this is the mascot model forever. It is a good pitch. It is a good pitch. That's like the way it should be. We all remember the purple big titty tiger girl. She's not gone anywhere. She's just like, I've just set up a bunch of toggles and redeems on this model, and I'm just like, bruh, I see just resetting all that. Basically. Yeah. Yeah, I'm happy with this. This is very cool. I think we've got a decent base coat look of this. So, what's next? I think it's time we started on the Iron Warrior. So I'm thinking for this guy, we're going to go for an all-over dry brush or we're going to go for an overbrush of dark silver, then a slight dry brush highlight of brighter silver, and then a very gentle highlight of the brightest silver. And we're going to do hazard stripes on parts of it. But the question is, which parts do I want to put hazard stripes on? I think we're going to start with, like, something yellowish. I do like that they have introduced, like, elements of hope to 40k, though. People like I didn't like Gilliman in 40k at first, but, like, listening to the Silent King especially, he's kind of growing on me. Like, he's a good guy and makes smart decisions for the benefit of most people in 40k. And that's not, like, and I never thought I'd like Gilliman. Because he's, like, the one that no one really wanted. But, yeah, no. Might do an Ultramarines kill team. Sorry, not an Ultramarines. A Nova Marines kill team, because they're the superior Ultramarines. I don't think I shook this paint up enough. It's a bit bluer than I remember this paint being, but that's okay. I like a nice blue steel kind of look. I fucking love some of the tracks in Darktide. Like, they just have some absolute bops, low-key. Like, Jasper Kidd, I hope he's won some awards for Darktide's soundtrack, because this shit is... This song is glorping music. It really is. It's so good. It's so good, chat. I fucking love the Dark Tide soundtrack. It makes me happy when you get like bangers like this. Remember what the others want to hear and say. Yeah. Thing all about hope though is that every time we see the far future, even though through visions or war spaghetti, chaos wins. But the thing is, the only way chaos wins is like I'm pretty sure everyone believes that the end game, when Games Workshop runs out of like share, if the share price ever fucking drops to the point where they actually want to push the setting, they'll do end times, and we'll have end times for like 5-10 years, unlike what they did with Fantasy. And then they'll just drive the sales up. And we'll have, like, say, the Star Child reuniting with the Emperor and fuck off huge, like, conflicts. We'll have the Chaos Gods made manifest on the universe. The Catan that was never shattered will return, probably at the head of the Tyrannid infestation. And it'll be glorious, and everyone will die, and it'll be amazing. Eventually. I will fucking love it if they ever push it to the end times for 40k. But we won't get there. And then they'll do like Age of fucking whatever to try and spice things up, but the company will never be the same. Because 40k is the big IP. 40k is Games Workshop. And I don't know that they could ever really do that. Hell, they'll do a Unification War or a Warhammer Dark Age of Technology before they do the end times for 40k, I imagine. They have plenty of scope to expand the lore, not necessarily by going forward, but by going backwards and exploring like prequel shit, because God knows a lot of people want to see Men of Iron and shit like that. Age of the Emperor. God, that would be terrible. I hope the Nids eat everyone. Ultimate peace. Was it? Who was it? Who was it? There's a Catan shard I can't remember the name of. That was basically the it was like the Catan shard that they couldn't break, and that the rumor is that that's the thing that's behind the Tyranids. And I feel like that would be really cool to explore. I mean, I love the fucking... I love the Necrons. I love the Tyranids as enemies. I still should paint my Tyranids at some point, probably. I have plenty of them. Plenty of them. Okay. I'm gonna do this last highlight dry brush on the Iron Warrior Urbi. And then I'm gonna use the loot. And then we'll come back and do some more shit. But yeah, no, there's going to be a lot of stuff before we ever get to endgame of 40k. Because it's the golden goose for Games Workshop right now. And while I like that the CEO isn't resting on their laurels, and are, you know, they admit that the growth that Games Workshop has right now, it may not be permanent, probably won't be, and they can't just be complacent about it. They're always going to find ways to enrich the IP. And I think whoever made the decision to kill... I'm also glad that they've been able to like prove that Warhammer Fantasy can stand alongside Age of Sigmar. I really like what they're doing with the old world. I love the new miniatures. Like the new Chaos... Like the new Grand Cathay faction, the new Chaos Marauders... all look amazing, and I really want to see more of that. Because Fantasy was always my favorite IP. Someone did the thing. Wait, what? I mean, where one of the bullshit ships slash AI is named Meatfucker. What? I've never heard of that. I've never heard of that. Holy shit. What? It's gonna be Chaos Spawn music right now. Yeah, there we go. Boss fight theme! But there is no boss to fight. Man, I love what where Darktide is now. It's in a healthy spot as far as games are concerned. I still think they need to add more content. But they are, and the new content they are adding is fucking tight as shit. I quite like this as a base to work from. Yeah. This works. This works for the Iron Warrior Urbanmech. Okay, I'm gonna go use the loo. I'll be back in a minute.
Holy, you look at the size of them.
S_Midger just subscribed for 7 months. Nice, my new wheel arrived.
Well, I'm back. Oh, sorry, I thought that got approved. Destroys weapon. Line fucking up people is very distasteful. Oh god. Okay. What am I doing? What am I doing, chat? We need to do... Ah. Your wheel arrived. Hell yeah, Major. Welcome back. Thank you for the 7-month streak. Holy shit. I appreciate you. I am here. Wow. I am here. Look, it was just bad timing, okay? The culture setting is quite interesting. I can imagine. It was just bad timing, okay? Okay. Okay, so. I actually quite like the way this looks. I love how much the blue steel contrasts where it shows up around the brighter steel. Like, that wasn't something I was expecting, if I want to be completely honest with you, chat. So I'm thinking we do hazard stripes on this bit. And maybe we'll make the weapons black. Yeah, I think that's the right choice. I think that's the right choice. I think that is the right choice. Do I want to do a unifying wash on it? Yeah. No. Okay, but first of all, before we do that, we're going to do the metallic parts on these guys. So, I believe Doomslayer, the Doomslayer Urbanmech... Yeah, no, that should be easy. That should be easy. We're just going to approach... We're just going to approach this in the same way. But with a smaller brush. How you been, Major? Lovely to see you again. There's also a universal motto, don't fuck with the culture. That's fair. Why are you so low on points? What's this scam? I don't know. Have you been here? Have you been here? Have you been redeeming the free points every couple of minutes? Have you been lurking a lot? Did you miss any streams? You didn't spend how many? I don't know. I can't take points away. I can only give people points for free. Actually, I forgot how to do that. There's a way for a streamer to give people points. There's a very specific command. I can't remember what it is. It does sound interesting, by the way, Catchan. I wish I had more time to check out other IPs. You know what was cool, though? And what I'm very proud of? Getting featured on the Battletech social forums with my first ever fucking lance that I painted up. That was really cool and unexpected. That was really cool and unexpected. I hope these little guys are good enough to get featured as well. They are just my little Urbies. So I'd understand if they didn't. Have you been spending... Wait, really? Have you been spending channel points at all? On, like, different things? Then again, most of my redeems are quite cheap. I don't know. I don't know if Twitch's backend is doing something weird when it comes to channel points. I can't say with any certainty it's anything I'm aware of or that has been communicated to creators. I wish I could, because then I'd at least be able to explain what the fuck is going on with the lack of channel points. But this is literally the first anyone's ever mentioned of it to me. And I'm sorry. Well, I wish I could do something. Oh yeah, we're giving away Vermintide if you don't have it. I think Vermintide is on multiple platforms, so if you want like a Steam key or something, or a console key, you can in fact get those for this giveaway. Oh yeah, if you have more than 2 streams open, it doesn't count. Same if you have the stream muted, it doesn't count. The best way to do, if you want to lurk or not listen to the stream, and just have it on in the background so you can farm points, the best way to do it is to open it into its own window, so it's not tabbed out, and mute the tab, not the actual video player. Mute the tab, because if you mute the actual stream on the Twitch window, if you have to say do something else that you need to focus on, but still want to lurk to support the streamer friend, yeah, it won't work. It won't work. It won't work because Twitch doesn't count you as a viewer. Therefore, you don't get channel points. Therefore, you don't get fucking rewards or anything like that. It's kind of bullshit. You also might not get drops as well. Twitch has been really like cracking down on people watching but not watching streams. It also makes sure that I have like good metrics as well, I suppose. That's the only thing that Twitch cares about, is like having good metrics for streamers. Or well, for themselves first, then streamers second. Okay, that's the initial stage of the metallics on that. Ah, what did I do? Only 212,000 to go. You'll get there soon. But we're probably going to have another karaoke stream before you redeem that. Which means you'll probably get 2 karaoke streams. Ah, I need to come up with a set list. I need to come up with a set list and actually start practicing for it. Because I don't want to come on and be shit. Man, I wouldn't want to be shit at singing because it would be embarrassing. I don't even consider myself a good singer. Ah. Why? But I can save up to 100... Jesus Christ! Don't gift 1,000 subs! I mean, if you want to do that, that's crazy. But like, and it would help. But like, for real, don't do. That's a crazy amount of money. That's a crazy amount of money. Don't do it. For real. Man. I mean, it would help a lot. But at the same time, man, I wouldn't know what to say or do if someone did that. It'd probably let me and Pink buy our new house at some point. Which would be kind of cool. And then we can have a nice space that's not a shit, like a kind of shit. I don't know what the Machine Gun Kiss, 24-Hour Cinderella, or Get to the Top are. Actually, no, I know what Get to the Top is. I don't know what most of those are. I know Dame Dame, whatever it's called. Baka Matai, that's the one. If you buy 1,000 subs, you could just donate that money fully to Tiger instead. That's true. That's true, because like Twitch will take half the money from that. Twitch will take half the money from that, and I won't see any of it. I'll only see half. But you know, did you know with exclamation point tip, you can get our donation link? Yeah. And you can give all your money directly to me. Which would be like nice, because then I will be less broke. What? All of those are Yakuza songs. Okay. Amazon strikes again. Twitch is too scammy. Yeah. Time to put 10 generations in debt. Do not put people into debt. Do not do it. Do not put yourself into debt. I swear, if anyone puts fucking shit like donations and gift subs on a credit card, I will be upset. I mean, I will be grateful, but I will also be upset because I don't want anyone putting themselves into any kind of hardship for my sake. We're all having hard times, and I think that while streamers always appreciate support, I think we all know that any kind of support people choose to give a streamer is a luxury. It is a luxury to be able to support streamers. And if that money goes better to supporting you and your own well-being, then you better take that. Like, donations should only ever come from, like, extra stuff. Same with subs. If you have a little bit of extra to spend, that you've budgeted for and are being responsible for, then that's okay, you know? I always get very self-conscious. Katachan, don't max out your credit card! Fuck! Pay your bills! Pay your bills, fucko! Fuck! Oh my god. Don't have fucking credit card debt. That shit is scary. I had credit card debt once and it was terrifying.
Confused Catgirl just raided with 7 viewers.
Hey! Confused Catgirl! Welcome, welcome, welcome! How you doing? How are you doing? How was your stream? What were you up to? Raw, but no XD. Lol. You're in France.
Do you hear the voices too?
Robin Bobbins just followed.
Thank you for the follow. What were you up to? Can we get a shout out for Confused Catgirl, please? Yes! Hey! How you doing? We're painting our little Urbanmechs today.
Do
welcome,
you
welcome,
hear
Raiders.
the voices too?
Confused Catgirl just followed.
I am Tiger. I am a variety streamer. I love fucking, I mean, yes, but I love community games. We like doing hobby streams. Every Tuesday we try and do miniature painting. We're painting some Battletech this week with some miniatures from a charity event that happened earlier in the year, where people could choose a little Urbanmech to paint, and we paint it up in the colors that they wanted. Some Genshin Impact. I have no idea what I don't know what Stardust tokens are. Ayo. Thank you. I know, I'm adorable. I am the floofiest of beans. Where my mod at? I had mods. Where they gone? We love doing community games on Sundays. If you like playing like Darktide or Mech Warrior and stuff like that. Yeah. Or Space Marine. We have a lot of games that we play with the community. Don't pay this month's bills with next month's pay, Katachan. Pay your bills in advance. Basically just shiny tokens. I've never Genshin'd an Impact before. Well, thank you so much for sharing your community with me. I'll do my best to take care of them. We are doing some cozy painting. We might do some Battletech or Mech Warrior gaming with chat later, depending on what chat wants to do. Because I get the feeling that we're going to finish these 3 well before the end of stream. Because we're mostly done, in all honesty. And we're not completely finished, but mostly there's not too much left. We're just doing some painting. Tiger hand reveal. Ooh, hand. Hand that's covered in paint that lots of people have already seen. Spoopy. You can't dox me by my hands alone. It's fine. People will be like, I remember posting hands in a miniature thread in a Discord the other day. Leslie ended up being his mummy in some way. Ella. Ayo. Well, if Robin misbehaves, you're allowed to firmly punish her. Ayo. Ayo. I mean, I'm just saying, I know people who cause problems for themselves on purpose. But, you know, who am I to criticize someone's masochism as a sadist? I mean, what? You're bamboozled. I think they're being a bit sus. Lol. I think they're being a bit sus in chat. Your streams are semi-lewd. Understandable. Understandable. I mean, we're all adults here. No kids allowed, chat. No kids allowed. Illegal. Go to Brazil. I mean, what? What am I doing? What am I doing? Okay, that's all that done. So the metallics are done. I need 2. The metallics are done. So what's next on the agenda? I should clean these brushes, because I don't need them anymore. With my magic unicorn goop. Don't blame it all on... Look, all I'm saying is streamer reflects chat, and chat reflects streamer. That's just how it works. You can brush it off all you want, but one feeds the other. That's just how it works. It's the cycle of shitposting. Luna's in my Tiger stream more likely than you think. I mean, have you seen some of the shit I post on my various meme pages? Literally, my very first meme page was literally just a BDSM kink page. And it was great. It's no longer that because I got the Zuck several times on Facebook. But I still make money off of it. It's weird. Facebook pays you money for shitposting. At least if you can grow a decent audience for it. At least if you can grow a decent audience for it. Am I saying I'm as freaky as the rest of you? No, I'm worse. So, the next thing I want to do, I think, is get the weapons black and do the hazard stripes. I think we'll do the hazard stripes first. And to do that, we're gonna use bloody red as an initial base coat. None is worse than Ponk. But Ponk is ace, though. So, I mean... Ponk is all jokes, lol. Ponk is all jokes. And here I thought r/OK Buddy Boulder was kind of freaky, lol. You'll clean the house, but you can't watch stream first. Ponk is the big talk. But that's kind of funny, though. It's always funny. She folds like paper. And not just because I can literally fold her in half. Which I can do, and have done before. I mean, what? But no, I don't really do lewd content. But, like, we're all adults. We're all, like, people that can understand the topics and talk about it. And as long as, you know, we talk from lived experience, in a way that is conveniently educational, Twitch won't give us grief if some dickhead decides to report us for anything that we say. It's very important that we ensure that we follow the Twitch's terms of service, because I don't want to get suspended and have to make, like, a shitty YouTube stream. Because YouTube streaming is really weird, and there's a lot of stuff that's different, and I don't like it. That's not to say that YouTube streaming in general is bad. Also, you may be wondering why I'm starting with a very reddish-orange base coat. Because painting directly yellow over anything dark is a pain in the arse. So this way we're just going to slowly build up that colour. Slowly build up that colour. And while this dries, we might go over... While this dries, we might go over some of the other bits that need to be done in red too. Keep it PG, well. Hey. No one needs to be PG, we just can't be, like, explicit, you know? There's a difference between PG and explicitness. Okay, what am I doing? So I'm gonna take gory red. We shouldn't need too much of this particular paint. I am going to use a different brush though. Where's my detail brush? That should do. So we're going to use this as an initial coat for the lenses on the cockpit. It's gonna be on here. And then I'm going to use the same color on the Urban Slayers eye lenses. We'll use a different color on the eye lenses of the camo one. Hey Red King, how you doing? You really want the Helldivers 2 tabletop? I've seen that, it looks good. It looks good. I also love how it's like a co-op PvE style board game. There's been a bit of a renaissance in those kinds of tabletops lately. And I think it's been really nice to see. It's been really nice to see. Those are like some of my favorite styles of games. It reminds me, I really need to get my Darkest Dungeon board game painted up at some point. I've had it for ages. Like, absolute ages. Like, I backed the Kickstarter and picked it up then. I remember the shipping got delayed because they were literally stuck on the Evergreen. You all remember Evergreen? And the absolute fuckery that caused with everything all over the world when it got stuck in that canal. That was kind of funny. But yeah, that was a long time ago. want to do these as hazard stripes? No. Maybe. Maybe. No. No. Pike Canal for a large ship. That'll be the last few. Lol. Yeah, the Elden Ring board game. You've tried setting up twice, and it's just too complicated. I said, fuck it, D&D is simpler. Sometimes that is the case with these board games. Like, some of them just are too complicated. This is why I quite like Warhammer Quest as a system, because it's not too bad, I don't think. I don't think it's too bad at all. I will pin wash these later, at some point. Okay. Oh, you dry. You do look dry. Okay. Sun yellow. That should be more than enough of that yellow. Now you might ask, why are you not being consistent about the base coat? Because it's not actually the base coat, this is just something I'm putting down to like make it less shit to paint the yellow on top. But also, I know I'm going to paint over most of this with black, about half of it with black. So my goal is to just get it mostly consistent and then paint over the bits that need to be painted over with black. Because I'm about working smarter, not harder. Which is exactly why I'm also painting shit like yellow first, because it's easier to go over yellow than it is to go over black. Okay. Another coating of yellow on that later. Stride. You like the way pages where you are the hero? I mean, I really like I like the new Warhammer Quest stuff. It looks amazing as far as I'm concerned. Both like watched the gameplay demo and it looks fantastically fun and simple. But also in general, like it just like I like Blackstone Fortress as well, but it doesn't seem to be, I don't know. I think the way they've done it with like the book map just feels so good on the Darkwater one. To me at least, you know? I'm painting off stream, which is not ideal. Been a bit too much paint, but that's fine. Nothing we can't work with. Okay. Yeah, I'm looking forward to eventually getting my hands on Darkwater. I'm in no rush to do it though. I think I want to just spend the next couple of months getting through all the stuff I've built but haven't painted. And also making sure I can get all my Battletech minis done. Because Battletech is kind of nice in that it doesn't really take much time to get on the tabletop ready. And I don't know. I reckon if I really wanted to, I could probably get through a lot of Battletech. I could probably finish all the Battletech in the house before I finish any one army project for 40k. Which is kind of my plan, in all honesty. Kind of my plan. Okay, now I was going to go for blue lenses. Because I think something a little bit more understated is the right choice here. Something just a little bit more understated. So I'm going to start with Imperial Blue. Two cats are now laying on you. You have become completely immobilized. No, you've been promoted to cat bed. That's like the greatest honor you could achieve. You are the communal face to sit on. I mean, what? Also, chat, what would you like us to paint next week? I was thinking I might do my personal lance, or my personal clan star. But I'm also thinking it might be fun to try something a bit more canon in terms of color. Hey, Andy. We're good. We're making a lot of good progress on these guys. It probably won't be too long before they're actually finished. Probably won't be too long at all before they're actually finished. Which is very exciting. These are like the charity rewards that people picked for their Urbanmechs. So we've got Phantom's default camo green, which is this Urbanmech LAM. Which honestly has been quite interesting. I've never really done like any kind of like camo kind of like standard military kind of effect. But I think it's cut down pretty good for a first attempt. I feel like maybe if I'd done a little bit more prep and like studied a bit more about how they work, maybe it might have looked better. But I also kind of like the overall, I kind of like this overall look of it just being like this olive drab green with like the sandy and darker brown streaks across it. I think it works. I think it works. Speaking of Phantom, I hope he's okay. He usually chimes in on these streams a little bit. Trashcan robots, exactly. Everyone loves an Urbanmech. Where's Tiger Padoru? Oh. Oh, that's a very good question. I forgot. I forgot there is in fact Tiger Padoru. I haven't used the Tiger Padoru all December. Front-facing Padoru isn't real. Front-facing Padoru can't hurt you. Front-facing Padoru. It's only the 15th. Bitch shits Padoru all year round. Yes. Yes. Keep the Padorus coming. Actually, there is something I need to fix on this model, which I've just realized. Where is my mouse? Settings. Where's the movement? I don't have any of the toggles set up on this model right now. I haven't got that set up. I haven't got any of it set up. I don't think Fedora is capable of being fucking angry. Let me be real, chat. I don't think Padoru can be angry. That's just, that just wouldn't be very Padoru of Padoru to be angry, would it? I'm gonna need my mods to refund, like, every single redeem, lol. I'm gonna need my mods to refund every single fucking model redeem. I'm so hungry. Confirmed, an SCP has breached containment. Bitch, I was never contained in the first place. Imagine trying to contain a cat. That's just scientifically impossible. You all should know this by now. You cannot contain cats. Ah! Do not salami me. Illegal. That's not very Padoru. That's not very Padoru at all. No, I guess I should probably set up the Padoru redeems. Are you salaming me because you now need to refund all the fucking channel redeem? Like, all the, you were testing. No, like, like, stuff like that works. It's more the model toggles themselves, like Anki Bean and all that shit, because they are unique to the Bean model. So, yeah. Man, I'm gonna be sick of painting yellow by the end of this stream. Holy shit.
Not.
Why? Most of the redeems just work. It's just like the specific Bean model toggle redeems, like Angie Bean or Big Floof, Small Floof. Those are the ones that don't work. So all the rest of it is fine. So no, you won't be getting your points back, lol, for those. Get fucking got. Wow. You had to refund one whole redeem. I feel so overworked. I want to raise. Okay, I will raise your... I will raise you from nothing. Your raise is now nothing from half of nothing. A very small version of Imperial Knights. Yes. But they also have more variety in their designs, and they're a lot more customizable, and they're very cool. And they are very, very cool. And they have memes like the Urbanmech being the Doomslayer. Half of nothing. I do 90% of the work here. What the fuck? There's no unioning. No unionizing. Lol. You want a tank tabletop? I'm pretty sure there are tank tabletops. I'm pretty sure there are tank tabletops. See, that's why you got a raise, Metal. You now get nothing instead of half of nothing. With IRL tanks. Yeah. Unionize with who? You barely see any other mods. You know, that's true, Metal. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Wah. Wah. Now I feel bad. This wasn't how it was supposed to go, chat. I was just trying to be funny. Wah. Speaking of that, we need to talk about that at some point. Yeah, I suppose we probably should. Demi was here. I don't think Demi's done any mod stuff today, though. Chat, you should be nice to Metal. Metal does a lot of work for the channel. A lot of work for the channel, and I really appreciate him. Callus does work when he's around, but like he had his whole cancer thing, so I think that's perfectly understandable why he's taken a bit of a break from like modding a lot. Demi was in chat though, but I guess it's more like Demi isn't always here. Wow. I understand though. I understand. I should probably make sure we've got more mods. But like, I feel like I need to find mods who are, first of all, willing to do the job. Which, to be fair, Saribot does a lot of the heavy lifting for like banning scammers and shit. Saribot doesn't get them all, but she gets most of them. But yeah, this is definitely something that should be brought up in Discord. In the Twitch mod chat. And if people can't make the streams, then they can't really be mods. That's true. That's true. That's true. A lot of the mods were like here from ancient times, like back in the day. And then like they just kind of drifted off. I think it's hard like finding people that can mod and be consistent. I say that. You've been here the whole time and I appreciate you. Wow. But yeah. I wonder if maybe I've been a bit complacent because you've been such a proactive mod. And that is on me. I will have a word with people. I might just have a public thing and be like, hey, does anyone feel like they can't mod? Which I think is honestly most of the current Twitch mod team. And thank you for bringing it up, because it is something that I've noticed and has bothered me a little bit. I don't know if do you want there to be more mods? Because I do feel like sometimes it's a lot of pressure on one person to like constantly be there modding. And I know sometimes you've got like stuff to do. And I feel like sometimes I worry that you spend time here when you need to do other things. But then again, you're always quite open when saying if you have to go or not. Yeah. We should get Punk to beat up. Oh! It's funny that you think that's a possibility. It's funny that you think that's a possibility. I'm like 2.5 times Pink size. She could not take me in a fight.
Excuse me.
Hi. Look, chat's the one.
Shit.
Yeah, I am chatting shit. What about it? I'm not chatting shit. It's true. Davs was saying that we should get you to beat me up, and I'm just like, that's just not happening.
I mean, you do have weight advantage, but I'm pretty agile and I know how to fight.
So do I.
Oh, okay.
I can literally yeet you across a room if I want to.
Well, that is true.
And you are very fragile.
I am. Unfortunately, I am slightly crippled. Anyway, I went into close the door, so I,
Sorry.
That's fine.
Well,
Not
this-
chatting shit!
I will chat. Look, I'm just speaking the truth here. If you can't handle the truth, that's a you problem. This is the Yuri you signed up for. Yes. This is the Yuri we all signed up for. Let's be honest.
Toxic Yuri.
Toxic Yuri. The best kind of Yuri. No, not really. No, our relationship is generally quite wholesome. And I'm glad that we have a very lovely relationship together. And it's not one that we would have if it weren't for streaming. It's nice. One day, chat, I will have a Ponk punt redeem, and it'll just be a tiny Ponk yeeted across the screen. You think he told Ponk to raid you the first time? That's true, and we ended up playing like through almost all of the all of the Halos together. And then we finished 3, and I was like, nah, it kind of just goes downhill from here, lol. Yeah. Which is true, sadly. I wish Halo maintained its quality, but it just lowered it until it got to the point where no one really cares about the franchise anymore. Though it still holds a nice place, enough place in my heart that I will check out a new title every now and again. As and when they do them. But man, Halo's Infinite's fucking, like, multiplayer was dog shit. And I'm not surprised it ended up dying. Don't get me wrong, I'm still kind of sad that Halo Infinite's PvP was dog shit. Yeah, I miss Halo being good. So do I. I don't know how I feel about Halo Campaign Evolved, if I want to be honest with you all, chat. I feel like it's a bit shit that the new Halo company is just remaking the first Halo as its first big project. It's just a bit, yeah, man. Execs will never... I mean, the IP is dead. The IP is dead, and I think the Paramount show did a fair bit to fucking kill it. That show was awful. I never even watched the whole thing. It was just that bad. It was just that bad, chat. Oh, wow, this pigment was a lot stronger than I thought it was going to be. Okay. One day there will be a Ponk Punt redeem. I'm gonna make it a thing, chat. Because it would be funny. Yeah, Just because an IP comes back, it doesn't mean it's going to be good. Do bear in mind, though, there were some good things to come out of Disney buying Star Wars. Like, the continuation of this Clone Wars was fucking... The Bad Batch, fantastic. Rebels, great. Controversial opinion, but The Last Jedi was genuinely my favorite and the only sequel movie I liked. And it was good. It had fantastic direction and great scenes. The only issue I had with it was that it had a whole story arc where what's his name and the new chick, they fuck off to some place on a complete waste of time story arc that gets them nothing. But yeah, Last Jedi has some iconic moments. And it dared to do something the other sequel movies never tried, which was actually to do its own thing, instead of being a rehash of shit that had already been and done. Man. Clone Wars animations or the 2000s, all of the Clone Wars stuff was good. You DM'd me a thing for later about the mod point. I understand, Metal. I saw the notif. I saw the thing, Metal. Don't worry. I will start addressing that like either after stream or tomorrow, whichever I get around to first. But it is something I'm gonna have to deal with at some point sooner rather than later. What do I want? I want to get a contrast paint. I want to get a contrast paint. I got a contrast paint here somewhere. Contrast black Templar, you'll do. Okay. Should also probably get one of my paint markers. Because I think the paint markers might genuinely be the best thing to do to finish this off. You're trying to get around to message you about it, but... Metal, the way I am with messaging is it doesn't matter when you message me. I will read that message when I have the capacity to read it, and it will be addressed. As long as you message me, it'll be a thing that will get dealt with. You're always like my DMs are always open whenever someone has an issue or something that needs to be dealt with. Because it's my community, you know? I want to take care of it. I want to take care of you all. And while I can't always be super immediately attentive, that doesn't mean I'm not going to get to it eventually. And it's important that things get done and communicated sooner rather than later, because that way they won't stew. And in fairness, I kind of feel this particular thing has been a long time coming. And in fairness, until we get some extra new mods, not much is really going to change. So I'm going to need to maybe reopen mod apps at some point. We haven't had to open up mods. We haven't had mod applications in years. But it's nice. Not much will change. I mean, it will do if I can get some extra mods in. Like 1 or 2 people, just so that you don't have to do so much. So I don't think it's fair that you have to do so much. Just by being the only one that's here as often as you are. And that's not to say I don't appreciate it, but like, you're also a community member, you're also a viewer. You should be allowed to take a little bit of time to actually relax and enjoy the stream, as well as doing work for it, you know? And I don't think it's fair. It's not fair on you. Okay, so this is a big fucking autocannon. We're just gonna add a little bit of heat distress with this transparent black. Just a little bit to blacken the tip of the barrel. That's okay, Demi. Like, if you can't do stuff, just say. Like, if you got, like, we all have our own stuff, you know? And you gotta prioritize your own life. I'm never gonna be upset if someone has their own life going on. I assume that that's generally what's been going on. Like, I never think badly of someone. And it's okay. It's just like, if you can't mod, you can't mod. And that's all there is to it, you know? It's not a big deal. And you shouldn't feel like it's a big deal. I appreciate you, Demi. And I don't want you to feel bad about it. Shit happens. Life does its thing. Hey, Honey Wyvern. How you doing? Is this dry? That is dry. Excellent. Okay, I'm just gonna get on with the fucking paint markers, because I fucking love these paint markers. I'm tired of this yellow, so I'm hoping that these paint markers will just finish off the whole thing for me and I never have to deal with this bit again. These are paint markers by AK Interactive. You're doing super. Excellent. We're going to be doing, we're nearly done with these Urbanmechs. And I've got plenty of time for stream, so, Ah! Oh, I shook my paint marker and I got paint on my face and on my trousers. Oh, man. Oh, I didn't think that this would flow so well. Fuck. Oh, that's really nice yellow, actually. Cool. Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to wash my face in a second, because I got paint on it. And I should probably do that before it dries, and I'm gonna have to scrub it. So, I might be back in a second after I get this done. Man. But yeah, we might either do some Mech Warrior or more Battletech once these Urbanmechs are finished. It's almost time. Man, I should have just gone straight to the paint markers. I fucking love these things. I forget how much I love these paint markers, chat. Like, AK Interactive play markers are just the fucking shit. They're so good. They're so good. Look at how good that yellow is, like, now that I've actually done that. Fuck. My god. That's such a good yellow. The coverage is so good. There's still that little bit down there, but I'll get that later. Hi, Haru. What's up, little cat? So where's Scuffcat? Chat wanted me to Padoru, so I Padoru'd. But we can go back to being the cat if you want. Why? Well, don't be upset, Demi. Like, if you can't mod, that's fine. That's fine. Don't stress. But I may need to unmod you at some point because, like, you know, it makes no sense. It makes no sense. Paint pen got a little excited. It literally did. It just spurted everywhere. Okay, I'm gonna be right back. I need to clean this shit off my face. Fuck. How? I didn't even like, I shook it. The paint wasn't even facing me. It was facing down. somehow when I yeeted it back up, it just fucking splooted me. Wow. Hi, Haru. Oh, did Pink lock the cats in here? You want out? Bye. Okay, that's that taken care of. Right, while I'm waiting for that to dry, there are some things I should do. I should add some UV shit to the blue, and I should also Hey Leo, hey Harry. You cost some balls. Ball. Just a little fluorescent blue on the cockpit lenses here. One thing I like about fluorescent paint is that it's semi-transparent. So it can kind of just go over everything and add a subtle increase in saturation and a little bit of glow. I'm gonna wait a little bit more for that to dry. What do I need to do in the meantime? Oh, bye Evie! Oh, I need to let her out of the room. Fuck. Is that it is a flying Urbanmech. It's an Urbanmech LAM, which has a flying base. Which is here. It has a flying base. I don't glue it so that I can take it apart and transport it to games and stuff if I ever need to. Oh, the crab just opened the door. Hi. Hi, Maru. What's up? Why did you close the other door? Is that one? Hang on. Let me see. Hi, you just want my attention. Just want my attention. Hi. Look at this blue. Oh, she's so soft and warm. I have the floofiest cat right now, chat. Please don't go on the paint table. Please don't go on the paint table. Please don't go on the paint table. Thank you. Ha! You have a black light pen. You love hitting your fluorescent painted minis like that. These are weapons a lot, so it makes them look like lightsabers. I feel like the best way, honestly, to use fluorescent paint isn't to do those glowy effects. I think the best way to use fluorescent paints is to sponge highlight them, use them as sponge highlights, because that way they amp up the saturation and tone without necessarily changing the color too much. Like, that's how I got this green, because it was a much darker, low saturation green, and I just sponged it up to be something nice using fluorescent green and yellow. I think it just works. I think it just works. Where's my dead white? There's my dead white. I just need the tiniest drop of this. And a nicely fine tipped detail brush. Ah. Why? Dead white. No, dead white. Dead white is the name of the paint. It's a very bright, almost titanium white. Not dead white. Jesus Christ. Ponk is literally streaming next door. Therefore, she is alive. Except for when she's feeling like a zombie, which does happen. One thing I need to do, actually. One thing I need to do. I think I need to do a very thin panel wash on these. Just to, you know... just to help them just a little bit. Dropped a little something in the hobby channel. I can imagine what you mean, in all honesty, because I've seen. I used to do the same kind of thing, but let me have a look. Let me see what you mean. Oh, that looks neat. That's a very nice glow. Nice, yeah. I like that. My only concern is that it's not the most consistent. Like, you see what I mean? Like, where there's like those little dips. And that, I think, is one of the problems with fluorescent paint in general. It just doesn't quite work super well all the time. Even through an airbrush, you've got to like apply it very thickly to make it like properly look consistent. I have no cats on the stream anymore. This is truly a tragedy. I mean, there is a cat in the room. She's just not here. She's on the cat tree behind me. Which I suppose does mean I could just put it there, but like... that's like long. Okay, so we're gonna do... fluorescent green, red. Fluorescent red. This needs a bit more blue, I think. Another thing I find is blue is a weird one because it doesn't really fluoresce the way all the others do. If that is even a word. But, like, I think you get what I mean. It doesn't, like... It's the hardest of the colors to make fluorescent, like, have that kind of effect from what everyone has said. Something about the way light reacts to it and whatnot. Use it as a top coat over blended gradients so that it makes something a little bit... sing a lot less... That's fair. That's fair. I feel like it's always going to be most effective over something like white in general. Is this dry yet? I just want to do some hazard stripes on you, my dude. And I also need to do some highlights. Hey, Aeon. So how does the LAM be attached to the flying stem? I'll show you. Where's my flying stem? It's got a little notch, and you just pop it in. Urby flying. Flying Urby, done. And then you disassemble it for transport. And it fits anywhere, in anything. Nice and easy. Probably the easiest fucking flying stand I've ever seen in any kind of tabletop game. Like, it's so good. It's such a simple design as well. I'm like, bruh, G-dubs, how have you not figured out how to do a fucking ball socket joint that's push fit? Like, it's so good. It's so useful. Do a simple highlight on the edge. We've accidentally got a bit too much of the paint out. Which is weird, because I didn't actually push the button to actually make the paint come out. A bit thicker than I'd like. But we can work with that, honestly. I think I'm just going to take a brush and use that to spread the remaining paint around. Man, I love these AK play markers. They're so good. They're so good. Simple highlight, paint cap comes off and paint goes everywhere. Pretty much. Pretty much. But now once that's dry, that's basically the yellow done. So I just need to do hazard stripes, which will be super easy. I wonder if I can do them with the same contrast paint I used before. I feel like that would be a bad idea. I think I need a more highly saturated, like Black Legion instead of Black Templar. That would probably do the thing. Or I could just, you know, painter. That's also an option. Red. You need to soak up some excess. Shouldn't you be using gloves for this? I mean, I could use gloves for it, but I don't need to use gloves for it. I don't need to use gloves for it. I do not need to use gloves for it, strictly speaking. But yeah, I probably should use gloves for it. But we're almost done anyway, so like, wow. Wow. Okay, a couple more things to do. Hazard stripes and then a little wash over everything. Hazard stripes should be easy enough. Using a simple another play marker. I fucking love these play markers, chat. I cannot express just how nice I find them to use. And also, for stuff like this, it's now incredibly easy. Because I'm using a pen, it's a lot easier to actually just get them, like, more aligned. Maybe that one. Play markers are definitely not for, like, final work, I don't think. Are these for commissions? These are from a charity event that, they're going to be part of a campaign I'm going to run on stream at some point next year. These are going to be some for NPCs, and these were chosen by chatters who donated to the charity event we did. One of the rewards was that they would get to pick an Urbanmech to have painted in their colours. And now, if they choose to, they can voice the NPCs that these will be used in. But if not, I'll figure something out. I'll figure something out. But I'm going to give them first port of call for that. Because I like that. I like being able to include people in things. And also, they didn't know that I was going to use these as NPCs in a campaign when they chose them. So I figured it would be a nice little surprise. Okay, I just need to add a little highlight to that black. And then we can just prep a wash for the armor panels, just to get in and do the thing. We've got where is the tip of this? The little cap gone. Okay, that should work. But yeah. There are another 3 or 4 Urbanmechs left to go that I have as well. So if the next event I do takes place, we could have like 3 different lambs all doing different... Hey Atticus. Things are good. We're nearly done with this painting project, and then we might play some video games after. How are you doing, Atticus? Lovely to see you as always. I hope you've been well. Can you squeeze the paint out, please? Oh, this is gunmetal. Oh, fuck. I didn't realize it was a metallic paint. Fuck. Ah, I thought it was grey. I thought you were grey. You were next to black. Why are you gunmetal? Fuck. Ugh. I forgot that some of these paints are actually metallic in these this paint pen container. I also really like that the play markers are specially formulated to be a bit more durable and resistant to wear and tear. Like, yeah. No, but I didn't actually end up putting any of the paint on it. So I don't really have to worry. This grey, however, is taking its sweet time. There we go. Only use a tiny bit of this, because it's quite a stark contrast. That'll darken down when it dries. Lock in. Cool. Now we just need to do the final thing, which is just a nice panel, armor panel wash, and then we are good for gaming. I'm glad that you're okay. Can we get a shout out for Atticus, please? Yeah. Yeah, no, I think I quite like that Demi. I've still got the picture up. It looks very cool. Thank you, Metal. Oh fuck, what's this cap from? It must be from that grey that I just used. It is in fact from that grey I just used. Okay, let's mix us up a nice universal wash. I'm going to take 2 drops of... Actually no, I'm going to take 1 drop of raw sienna and try and do half a drop of carbon black, because carbon black will overpower the raw sienna, and then just a shitload of speed tape medium. And then that'll work as a kind of unifying wash. And then I guess we can base these, but we might not do that straight away. Yeah. Is this the consistency I'm looking for? A bit darker than I'd like, but I think we can work with this. Let me just get a bit more speed paint medium in it. No, not back to gaming. I mean, we can do some gaming after, because we haven't played video games today. I mean, we did play some off-stream video games with some community members early in the morning. Say early in the morning, it was more like just about noon. It was nice though. We don't often get to do that. Okay, nice and simple. I might need to thin this a bit down for the others. It's going to make them really dark. But then it could just be because this guy is just been painted, so it's a bit wet. Things always look a bit darker when they're wet. So, but it probably wouldn't hurt to dilute it. I do quite like how the wash really makes some of the the fluorescent bits around stand out. And this really looks like a sort of Iron Warrior style mech. If ever they had fucking battle automata like this. I'm gonna stick with this current ratio on the metals. I think it makes sense. And then we'll thin it down for the other colors. Just thin this down a little bit more. How is that? Is that the kind of thing, that consistency I'm looking for? That's much thinner. Yeah, I think that'll work. I think that'll work quite well. Okay. Nice and easy does it. And that's gonna really like bring out all the little panel lines and just help define the shapes a bit better. It's nice getting like starting to move from more like traditional, like more. If it's a good feeling painting lately, moving away from more like speed paint, contrast paint focused stuff, to really like getting a bit more into more traditional miniature painting with like the whole shading and highlighting and like actually using proper paints for it. It's nice. I wasn't sure I'd end up actually like being able to do this style of painting in a time scale that I'd be happy to actually spend. But it's nice. I can get like a couple of miniatures done in an evening if I want to, while painting this more detailed way. And I think it looks a lot better. And it doesn't like, I don't actually think it takes more effort. If anything, I think it's easier. I think it's easier. It's weird, considering there's more steps to it. Now, it's a little bit slower. It's a little bit slower. But it's nice. It's a good feeling, like it's a good feeling, like, growing as a painter and a hobbyist. It's a really nice feeling, like, being able to recognize that in the way that you do stuff. Like, I think it's like with exercise. It's not necessarily the initial stages of doing the exercise, but the feeling you get as you see yourself grow and develop. But I guess that's just what practicing is, isn't it? But that looks a lot more readable now, isn't it? Hey, Noah. There is something on your ear. Let me just get that for you. That's cute, Noah. You're a sweet bean. And this is really going to bring up all of the little details on this Urbanmech chassis as well. Now, I understand why some people don't like using black as a main wash color, because it is a bit extreme. But when you have really heavily saturated colors like this, you kind of want that extreme to really, like, push the contrast between the panel lines and the rest of the miniature, in my opinion. And it is just an opinion, mind you. It's just what I like. You know? Need to mix up a little bit more wash. Okay. I will wait until these have dried before I actually base them. I'll probably base them just before I go to bed, because it won't take long. And I'll need to handle the bits of the miniature that are currently wet. Yeah, I like how these three have turned out. For an evening's quick work, I think that's turned out pretty well. Thank you, Davs. Okay. Yeah. Oh, there's a fucking cat hair here. The children, they are everywhere. Okay. I don't think that's too bad for an evening's work. I do wonder if maybe it's a bit dark on stream. Has it been this too dark the whole... Finally off work. Hey, Trappers. I hope that you have a lovely journey home. So green. I'm very happy. Like, they all look very different as well, which I think is my favorite thing about them. So this was the Iron Warrior that was chosen. I wanted it to look like a... It was asked to make it look like an Iron Warrior, which is why you've got the black kind of arm bits, like the Iron Warrior shoulder pads. And then we've got the hazard stripes on the heat vent on the back of the missiles. We've got a default camo green. You work from home? Hell yeah. Nice, Travis. And then we have Doomslayer. Okay. I'm very happy with these. Like, it only took a couple hours to get all 3 of them done. Like, I love how quick Battlemechs are to get painted. It's like, it's only about an hour a miniature at most. But I'm really enjoying this. Anyway, I'm gonna put up a poll to see what you guys want to do next, because we have a couple hours left. Unless, you know, you guys just want me to go to fucking bed, then I guess